I'd say we had an 80% reduction in milk fever cases.
Oh, you had
80% reduction.
Yeah.
On the year before.
On the year before.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
We're here this morning under the shadow of the Rock of Cashel here in County Tipperary with Michael O'Connor and Eoin, and we're just having probably a look back at the spring of 2023 or 2024, which will be remembered by many as probably one of the toughest springs ever. Farmers looking well on.
Yeah. Got out early to graze, so I'm well into my second rotation now.
On second rotation.
Yeah, well into it, yeah.
Very good. I suppose there's a couple of changes made probably this time last year. You were looking at probably after putting down a bit of a spring of an issue with milk fever, and you said that you didn't want to go through a spring like that.
No, Michael, I tell you, it was every if not every day, every second day I was ringing with maybe 1-2 cases of a high yielding herd, and especially once they went past 5th lactation, that's when I really started seeing the problem, and they were getting it fairly bad as well. So trying to get them back up and going and get them eating and producing milk again, it was a bit of a battle, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like with Owen's situation here, herd health has always been very good, but I suppose his outstanding problem, if there was one on the farm, was he was getting above average levels of milk fever. Any farmer can get 1 or 2, but Owen's, the number of cases Owen was getting, and even the intensities of the milk fever he was getting, was a problem. And everything else seemed to be, with the box ticked and everything else was going well, but this milk fever issue was probably recurring, and we were all kind of looking at different options. So I suppose that's where what led us to our introduction with yourselves, Bill, and the Glycanion and the additive that we did then for this season. You know?
It was a massive problem the year before.
Yeah.
Year. And the time, it's like it was calving down in the middle of the night, and then you forget to give them a bolus, or you forget to give them a bottle of magnesium, and then you come out in the morning and they're absolutely panned out, and it was a massive issue.
Yeah, like your Owen's platform here, it's exceptionally good ground, and I suppose he was getting out his slurry good in time and for his silage ground, and with good quality pit, and you saw the pit up there earlier on, Bill. Presumption that a high potassium content was giving us that type of diet and was basically setting us up for these milk fever cases. But as Owen said, the intensity of the milk fever, how quick they were getting it, was quite strong. His cows weren't just going down; they were getting quite poor. Now, you get the calcium into them and everything was fine, but it was just we wanted to get on top of it.
Get on top of it, yeah. And I suppose with that in mind, I suppose we sort of put a plan in place for the dry cow period. I suppose, Michael, you were in sort of charge of body condition score, because body condition score is a huge.
Yeah, I suppose we started with body condition score. We went through just a walk through the herd and had a look across the levels. At the same time, we did our silage sampling. We did some urine tests as well, and we're monitoring urine pH. And when we pieced it all together, we came up with a plan. So we started then the Glycanion as a feed additive as well. So basically, the Glycanion worked as a metabolic feed additive, non-antibiotic, just working on basically the cow's digestive system, aimed at kind of a partial DCAD, try to manage things. We monitored that with the urines, and then we followed up with blood tests later on. And based on the initial set of results, we picked a level for Owen to feed at. We tried to make it nice and simple, very easy for no matter who was actually mixing the diet that morning. It was very consistent. Yeah. And we picked a date, roughly about 4 weeks before we started calving.
Yeah, it was just about 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks, and we just started it at that stage.
Yeah. Okay.
We tried to keep it very simple. Even the earlier and late calvers, we just picked a middle date. We started adding it in, and we fed from there on. And
until the very end.
And it made the process easy.
And made the process easy.
I would say we had an 80% reduction in milk fever cases.
Oh, you had
80% reduction.
Yeah.
On the year before.
On the year before.
Right.
Yeah. Again, cow health, and the things that often go with milk fevers is you have a cow down, you get other problems. You can get the odd mastitis case post milk fever, get retained placentas, and thankfully I think it's been a clean run, Rowan, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, and even like certain cows will get it, the milk fever. But what I found with this product was, rather than them being thrown off and under savage pressure with it actually held them together until Michael and those got out to us, and it was just up, bang, gone again, and there was the recovery was serious. Like
Good.
even on the really heavy yielding milkers, the ones that did, I only got a touch of it, but that's what I got was a touch of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like before where they were like I had cows calving down with milk fever. I didn't have that at all this year. After calving, I might get a touch of it. I was able to make the call in and out, and just up and gone. And that was a big difference for me.
So it was stimulating the cow, it was stimulating the cow to start the production of her own calcium.
So even those few cases
immobilization.
I did get, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. And I'd say even for Owen's point of view, even the knock-on metabolic problems that cows are generally prone to get, so ketosis, retained fecal membranes, the odd displaced organism. To be fair, we've had a very good run here this year.
I'd say my 5 cows washed out, that was it.
How many
out of 170 cows?
About 170.
Which is exceptional.
With the Glycanion, definitely it's a fantastic across the herd. It's a great element to have there as a tool to use. There are high risk cows, and Owen would know the real older cows that are higher yielder cow with twins. Yes, definitely. Along with that those cows would have got a bolus. Because he would have been wary of them. And like between the two products, he'd fix 90% of them.
Without any issues.
So look, as a herd level, it worked very, very well.